but any positions are based upon how to manage your position within order flow. It's not a trading room. We'll demo many different things. So it's not about showing the specific trade. It's about the setup for that trade, but it's not showing you exactly how to get in, or it's not a trading room. The long story or the short story of it all, that we don't do that. If you want a trade calling room, there are many services out there. This is about understanding and applying order flow. Okay, we want to understand the participants in the auction process, and then we are going to understand that, and then look for opportunities in that, and then show you how to spot them and take advantage of them and manage them. Okay, but it's not about coming in, trading live, showing that this is exactly where you should get in. There are many considerations. There'll be many nuances in a lot of the setups. Anyway, let's get into a couple news items. Today, Tuesday, 1 p.m. East Coast time, we have our weekly onboarding to Bookmap webinar. So we're going to go through how to log into the bookmap.com website, how to download the platform, how to subscribe to the data. You will need to have a data subscription in order to run Bookmap. You can subscribe to it right from the portal there, and then we're going to connect you to data in the Bookmap platform, get you up and running, and go through this whole process. All right, and another thing, we have a new supply and demand setups course. It's on our learning centers, exclusively on the learning center. This is where you will only find it. It's free, it's open to all. There are 10 different setups in there of using Bookmap and order flow, and yeah, go take advantage of them. We're going through them in these live webinars like today's. Okay, yesterday we went through one in particular. I'll show you. If you go to bookmap.com and you click on education, that'll take you directly to the Bookmap Learning Center, where there's hundreds of free videos daily and daily live events in here. Okay, so this is the new course that I'm talking about. If you're interested in some of the setups in here, let me show you what we covered yesterday. And it wasn't really a good day to cover it until later in the afternoon, and I have a screenshot of that. Okay, you can go through all of the different setups in here: absorption, exhaustion. We had some questions about that yesterday. Maybe go through a little bit more. VWAP traders, or volume profile traders, low volume pullback is what we covered in detail. There's a wedge pattern that we'll look for. We've seen this so many times in the live market. It's a high probability setup, and we'll take advantage of that one. Failed breakout pattern on a flag pattern, what this looks like. Trend line break and accumulation. We've gone over this one in detail. It had some really good examples of this one in here. Our mid-morning reversal. Okay. We see this typically during this webinar. Opening range breakout setup, and also a gap fill. The gap fill is actually something from yesterday. So let me get into that. So anyway, again, if you want free access to this, just go to bookmap.com and click on education, and then you'll see the course here. Click on it and open it up, and you can watch the videos in here. They're very short, just a couple minutes long. All right, so yeah, appreciate the comments in here. Let's see, Dim Dim had said that it's on point, and they're awesome. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see, Rob, you're asking about, is there a hotkey or something to extend the drawing channel? No, not yet. So we're actually working on something there. It's not necessarily a hotkey, though. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's move on, go through the disclosures, and then jump right in. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump in. We're going to look at the S&P E-mini. Here it is, and bigger picture, well, we sold off pretty hard today. What we're looking at here in Bookmap, for those of you who are new, this is in the heat map, the liquidity heat map here. These orange areas in here is liquidity, high liquidity on the bid. Okay, these are buyers. Look where we just traded into after the 9:30 cash open here. Okay, we see this nice bump to the upside, high liquidity up here at 35. And then you can see that we sold off and then down into high liquidity on the bid here. And didn't go into this very high liquidity down at 56.05, and we're getting kind of a bump out of that area right now. Okay, so that's what's happening currently. And the low volume pullback, I want to go over yesterday's. This is our gap fill trade up in here. Look at this, guys. Did anyone catch this? Okay, I want to go over this because not just only is it a gap fill up here in a very pertinent level, okay, a key level up here. Whoops, hold on a minute. Back and try this again. Okay, this is a key level up here. All right, so this 57.05, we actually looked at that yesterday, 5,700 and then 05. It grinded all the way up there yesterday, finally getting up there, traded it into and through it. I saw a really nice, I don't know if you guys saw this, like stop run or a book sweep up above that area. Okay, really nice one. And then you can see like even a bit of a topping pattern in here. We come back up. We do not get enough buyers in here. We get sellers here. Okay, the red dots. These are aggressive sellers. And then we can see that we get one more retest up in here. And trading is life. There is your exhaustion right there. Okay, does that make sense to you? Like, let me just try to cover that. Okay, here it is here. Okay, so this is absorption here. This is some exhaustion too, but this is a better example of exhaustion that follows selling in here. Okay, this is a great pattern. We're at a key level, and you can see that we traded into high liquidity. We get this book sweep above it, okay, a stop run. There's all sorts of things in here. We've also got the high liquidity here on the offer in all of these areas in here, and we don't get aggressive buyers after the gap fill. This is what it looks like on the candlestick chart. Let's go back. And we'll take a look at the rhythmic candlestick chart here. Here's our 15-minute candlestick chart. Now, to be honest, a true gap fill would be up here around this 11 level, but you guys get the idea of the price action from the previous day. And look at the grind up to that area and fills this, and then it sells off pretty hard in the afternoon. This is where I want to cover the, well, we've got two setups in there. First is we've got the gap fill. Okay, so watch this one here. It's only 4 minutes, and then we have our low volume pullback trade that I want to cover. So the gap fill, actually, if you click on the gap fill, you'll even see, like we mentioned, there's a couple of different other videos to follow up on here. The trend line break and accumulation, and also the opening range breakout trade. No, that is incorrect. It should be the low volume pullback. So the low volume pullback trade we'll see in here. Okay, I'm going to go over this now, and let's take a quick look. All right, so here was our high. We saw the reversal pattern start to unfold here, and then the heavy selling coming in. Okay, here is like our first low volume pullback in here. Okay, and then why do I say it's low volume? Because look at down here. It's important to review this, guys. We'll get to the live market in just a minute, but this concept in here we're going to go over again and again because it is a really, really good setup that can offer all sorts of flexibility in your trading. It's not just one setup in here, you can add this into other setups along the way. So for example, if you caught this reversal pattern up here, okay, maybe you got out on the move down into this high liquidity or in some of these areas in here, and you got a pullback. Now look at the volume, okay, in here. Okay, so it's this volume here on the pullback. So we have high volume here, right? You can see it, and then look on the pullback in this area in here, and we see very little buy volume. In fact, it's mostly selling in here on that pullback to where it dropped from up in here. Okay, these offer really good risk to reward, and you have a very tight stop typically. You can put it just above the area here, or if you can protect it up a little bit higher if you wanted, but you don't have to go that high. Once you start to see those sellers come right back in this area in here, you look to take some off at the bottom of the range and then try to hold for a runner. Okay, you got another low volume pullback in here. Okay, you can see there's very little volume in there. Okay, see the volume bars, look at the volume dots. Okay, and again, here we're trending here. This is what I wanted to show, and this is actually something Laura had come up with. I don't know if she's in here or not this morning. Laura had put some pretty nice posts in the Bookmap Academy room about following up on this low volume pullback strategy here. Okay, so there's another one in here. There's even a micro one in here. Sorry, hold on. There's a micro one in here, a micro one in here. Okay, there's a really nice one here. Okay, pull back to where it dropped from, and let's look at the volume in here. This volume compared to this volume. Okay, there's the divergence. Your CVD is going to be going completely divergent. And then we look to get into these trades when the sellers start to roll in and show conviction to trade back down to the bottom of the range and take some off here. Okay, and then you can look for the continuation. Right, and we got another beautiful one here. Here's our push, and here's our pullback here. Okay, right to that area right there. And that's on low volume again. So you can see once you catch these trends in here, you can really ride these. And yesterday, I kind of feel that I really wanted to cover this in detail, and it just really wasn't the right environment to cover it. Okay, and that's my opinion on that, because this was that grinding move up all day yesterday, and then the trending move and pullbacks that we want to grab. Right. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I can paste this image. Should probably mark it up and then paste it in here. On a minute. Go. This is for in Discord over there. We just pasted it. Okay, Caveman, thank you. And let me put into the chat the onboarding webinar later today, and then also this course. Okay. So if you guys want to access some of those videos, they're here. Okay. And again, it's free and open to all. That may change in the near future. Thanks, Dan. Dan put in the link there. And then, yeah, here's a link also to the course. Okay. Trading is life. Any questions on that regarding the exhaustion and absorption? Yeah, I think like testing your VWAP, especially in a trending environment on a pullback. Okay, excellent. It's such a good pattern. It really, because a double bottom or a double top on a pullback is a great pattern, because usually you get maybe some, if it's a reversal pattern, it's more like a rounding top, or multiple attempts at an area before finally it reverses. But when you get a trending environment, let me see if we'll look for it, but let's just zoom into this little area in here. Okay. And this pullback right here, and this is a pullback again, and is kind of a double top in here. I'll find a better one. Actually, the best one is from here, absorption and exhaustion. You'll find it right here: absorption on this leg and exhaustion on this leg here. Okay, so now what the beauty on this one as well is we are downtrending. Okay, it's kind of slight or shallow, and it's at the cash open here, so there's some big volume, but we are still downtrending. Look for that trend, and then look for the absorption followed by exhaustion, and then selling coming back in. It's really very telling pattern, and Bookmap works extremely well with this. Okay, because you know that you're with the trend, and all you're doing is getting watching and viewing the retest. Okay, so the market retests that area, and you can see that there's just no interest in buying up there, and that's where you'll find the sellers come in, and that's where they'll bring it back down into the auction where it traded earlier. Or maybe it can extend and break the swing and and this is where you get the price exploration, and that's where you can get the nice big moves like this. Okay, so anyway, that's worthy to cover, and we'll see it again and again and again. Right. All right, let's zoom into current action here. All right. Pretty choppy here. Initially, right at the open here, after this big drop, we see the move up, and you can see the market kind of fighting it here, and then we get the drop down, pullback, drop down, high liquidity, and then this is different here, in my view. Look at this area right here. Okay, and then we're going to look for, and we kind of missed it. We're going to look for opportunities in here. Okay, so look at the volume to the left here and the volume to the right. Okay, you see the transition here. So heavy selling, and then now we're seeing pretty heavy buying out of that area, after trading back down to lows and into high liquidity here. Okay, now one of the things that we covered with that trend line break and accumulation, you can see it here. It's in this pattern is here. Okay, it's right in here. Is the trend line break, but you can just look at a structure break. I almost want to rename that video, to be honest. There's a structural break here. Okay, and here's our retest back to it, and we don't find enough sellers. We actually have bidders at a higher level in here. Okay, and then we see this is the accumulation area in here, and now we're looking for the market to lift. Okay, more accumulation in here, and now the market starts to trend. All right, these can be really powerful moves after a big downtrend and it being oversold. Okay, that's where Vinny came in with the addition of Market Pulse and CVD. All right. So for that oversold part. Okay, anyway, pretty good, pretty nice move here. You can see this move was about from 08 on up to 43. So Yeah, good, 15-point move. Oh, I'm sorry, 35-point move. All right, let's see. Did we get a pullback here into? Yeah, we did. Okay, and we're still trending. So let's take a look in here. Now you can see I'm adding into my sim account here. Just want to be on the level with you guys that this is simulated. Okay, pull back in here. It is a low volume pullback so far. Let's see if we get some buying interest off of this trend line here. There's some. All right, so we're going to go with that. And let's see if we can get a lift here. Okay, now this is a boy. I should have demoed it maybe with a couple contracts. The simple thing to do on these kinds of moves, well, it's not the greatest entry. It would have been much better over in here. The simplest thing though is to hit that single, reduce some of the risk, take some off at the top of the range in here in the high liquidity. Okay, right here. Because now you can see that we're going back and forth in here. And we got to find buyers again after trading up into the high liquidity and making highs here as well. Add a new column in here. Okay. And okay. All right. So yeah, we got quite a few buyers coming in. Continue this trend here. Okay. Now we just traded through a whole lot of liquidity. Okay. So we're going to take our profit again. All right. Now we can look for a pullback. Okay. And we want a low volume pullback. And right now we're not getting a low volume pullback. There's kind of high volume in here, higher volume. This is not really what we want. Nice spike in here, little spike here, but you add all this stuff up, this is gonna count, right? So this is a little different. This can turn into a sideways market or even a reversal after trading into high liquidity here, here, and here on the offer. So here's a retest right back to where it broke out from. Okay, now let's see. Do we have high liquidity in here on the bid? Does it get filled? Do we find buyers come out of that area in here? Okay, or does this turn into more of a range bound environment now? Okay, trading down maybe to this liquidity in here. Okay, we're just shy of it. See how this is actually turned into that low volume pullback here, right? This is higher volume here on the sell side, and look at the pullback here. Now we're going to shy away from this one because all we have to do is when we come up to these areas, we're trending up. It's a pretty strong trend up, and we can find that a lot of times there can be high volume on the buy side up in here, and this little low volume doesn't matter if we get high volume up above it here and we get that trend continuation. Okay, so we will filter that out and not trade that. Okay, trading is life. Excellent. This is awesome to hear. So you got a nice one today of double bottom off the VWAP. So did you get that absorption followed by exhaustion? Trading is life. If you do, I hope you posted it. And I mean, it's not just for us. This is for you. The building out your playbook, right? Get instances of it. You use that Bookmap Academy to your advantage. I mean, yeah, okay, it helps engage other traders, like-minded traders in the community. That's great. You'll get feedback. You'll get feedback from coaches, etc. However, what you're really getting is expertise in your setup, and that is invaluable. Okay, you know your setup really well. Off of the VWAP, you see that absorption followed by exhaustion. Okay, you'll post it later. Excellent. Double top, like right here, you're talking about, yes, Stephen. Yeah, I mean, I would look for more for like kind of a pullback on this one. It is kind of a double top, or you can say a 1 2 3. Shark would probably be looking at this on a very, very small time frame. And it did play out. I mean, look, here's your measured move off of it, right? From here to here. It did it. Okay. So, I mean, if you're trading on those time frames, you can take advantage of them. And this is where, like, again, like, it's kind of the same process again. We have high liquidity getting filled at the top of a range. We're at highs of the day. Then we have this pullback here, and the volume is starting to pick up. This is different than what we saw in here. So do we see all that sell volume in here? No, none, very little until we get here, right? Okay, let's see. Now, is this, do we get some divergence or absorption followed by exhaustion? No, this is another pass here. Right, I still see sellers in here. Hey, we never know. A lot of times you get the buyers come back in and rocket right up into these areas here and hit the figure of 5650. But I don't see it. I'm going to stay away from it. Oh, cool, DNT. So you're using this new market. Oh, you're using the Market Pulse web tool. Okay, but you're not getting any data right now. Reach out to support on that. It does not show when the market is closed. That is true. No, it won't. As far as I know, if the market is closed, that won't work. Here, I can bring it up right now. Let me see. This is yeah, it seems to be working for me, at least in crypto. There's a new beta version here. Okay, let me see if I sign in. All you have to do is sign in. It's free access. Yeah, it seems to be working for me. Here's NVIDIA. This is all real time. And Tesla. I have the US stocks here. Okay, the MAG 7. It's MAG 7. Okay, so this is for price change and this is for volume pressure. See VPI, volume pressure, imbalance, and then price change here. So this actually did rocket right up. It did exactly what we had discussed as a possible scenario. I just don't see it. I wouldn't take it, you know, and not until I get like absorption uh, followed by some buying interest, and then I'm looking for those buyers to break it, okay, and then come up to these areas in here, and then maybe break out to the upside. Okay, so we did get that move into high liquidity here. Okay, this is looking pretty sloppy in my opinion. Okay, some good buying in here, but high liquidity, and it does not make a higher high, it's lower. Okay, there's our some exhaustion right here. Okay, so high liquidity, exhaustion. All right, so we're going to take a shot at this in here. We even get a little bit of a pullback out of it. Okay, so now this is a counter trend trade, right? And this is just for kicks. Okay, we have high liquidity. We have not much buying coming back up, and then we see some selling coming in here. Okay, so can we get down to this liquidity here? Can we get a measured move into that area here? Okay, that would be the goal here, right down into here. Okay, after trading at high liquidity, and I did not see all of this buying interest in here to bring this thing up. So that's why I'm looking for sellers to retest it back down here. Okay, we got it wrong. Okay, it's not working out. I was really curious to see if we get that here, a retest back down to the lows here. Okay, what we got instead is a move to the high liquidity just above the swing right here. Okay, we still might get it actually, but it's not looking too good. If buyers fail to take this higher, then yeah, we're looking for not just a retest right down to the bottom of the range and then bottom of this range here, and the target would be this 56.40 liquidity down here. You might want to check out D&T. You might want to check out with support, see what they say. Okay, so we're stopped out on that. Okay, again, that was clearly not a setup at all. Just reiterating that we're gonna just to see test this thing, and this is kind of well, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Do you guys like it when we do this? It's kind of experimentation, but with orders and testing things and seeing like this is our one possible scenario that might unfold. Let's see if it does. Okay, or do you find that this distracting? If so, then we won't do it. That's no problem. I mean, heck, if we should have even taken this one to the long side, I still wouldn't take that. It just didn't see it in here. Just didn't see it. Okay, D&T, trading is life. You do like it. All right. Okay, so here we go again, like trading into high liquidity up in here. Okay, so after trading into high liquidity, we look for a pullback. Okay, and we're getting it. In fact, let's see if we can get even lower here again. Now, again, this is a counter trend trade, right? We want to take this. Okay, well, let's just see here. We're going to take it, and I'm looking for sellers to try to drag it back down to maybe 44 or 40 down here. All right, because we didn't get that move earlier. Okay, and also like yeah, thanks Dan. Looks like Dan helped you out there trading his life. Okay, we can even say now this would be really risky. Okay, just know that maybe this is a low volume pullback here. Okay, do we see sellers start to curl back in here? Let's see. No, the buyers continue to grind it higher here. Okay, now we're getting some sellers. Okay, all right, sellers, let's see if you can drop this again. Okay. And a smart thing to do would be to take some off at the bottom of the range here, just in front of it. Okay, so we're filled on that. Okay, and then now our target is here, this liquidity down here at 40, which is the bottom of the range. Okay, now we'll stay attentive here. If we see a lot of buyers come in the bottom of this range or this range here, and we see a ton of buying coming in, we will exit the position. Okay, because a lot of times you'll just come down into these areas in here, and that's where you find the buyers. It's low enough. Okay, another low volume pullback in here, a little bit higher, but low volume pullback. Now, do we get our sellers in here? Okay, I don't like this as a low volume pullback much, but anyway, we want to see that big, strong trending environment. And this is kind of a micro trend. Yeah, Dan P is awesome. Yeah, thank you, Trading His Life. Much appreciated. All right, we're going to get out of this because we are starting to find some buyers now. Okay, so basically we got out almost the same place where we took our oh no, actually our first profit at the bottom of the range actually was more profitable. Yeah, excellent, Alan. Yeah, second that. Anyway, depending on your time frame, again, you know, these things, like, you can start to weave into a plan. It's something that you want to look at SPY, Alan. Sure. You can start to weave it into a plan, though. This is just the beginning point, though, to look at it and take that idea and then go back and study it. Mark it up. Does this work for you? Do you understand it? Does it happen often? Not just do you understand it, does it jibe with you is really what's important. I think, what was it? Laura, again, had written in the Academy room. Maybe I'll show this post. I really liked it. I really liked it. This was just excellent. Let me find it here. Yeah, I actually got a few things to go over in here. I think you guys will find helpful. Okay, so you know, I had heard this from here's something Laura marked up, and she put a checklist together. This is her checklist. I'll put a checklist together for you guys this week as well on at least a few of these, the low volume pullback one for sure. And then she marked up this chart, and she's looking for it. She's understanding it, putting these pieces together. This is the first attempt or stab at it. And then now, and she got a whole bunch of great responses here. Now what she's done is now it's something that we had mentioned in one of these webinars a while back, I think, about doing this at least 17 times. I'd say, go for 20, make it kind of a round number. But you want somewhere around 17 to 20 instances of this marked up in your chart, and it starts to build that edge for you. Okay, so that's why we're marking up our charts. You're putting together your playbook, and this playbook in here is going to be your edge. You're building out your edge. This is something you've seen, you've studied, and you know it has an edge. You have your checklist, what you're looking for. Then you have the quantity here. This is why we, for the Bookmap Academy, require you to have a quantitative and qualitative measurement to become Bookmap Academy. Okay? Anyone can partake in it, but for the Bookmap to become Bookmap Academy, you go from an applicant to the Junior Academy, then as an Academy member. Okay, Laura is doing great. A lot of you guys are doing really great. We've got, just anyone in here. You guys are doing some really good work. We've got Shark, we've got Vinny, we've got Duzman, we got Rob, we've got welcome back, Valley Fan. We've got David and Trading His Life, and John, DNT. Okay. So anyway, some really good stuff, and you guys are doing really good work, and I can only imagine this is helping your trading plan. And that's what we're here for. Okay. All right, guys. Well, this jabbering didn't take up any market time. We didn't miss anything. We've been going sideways in here for a while now. Okay. In fact, we can look at this in here, and we'll have to look at the higher time frame, but it's still, the structure in here is still bullish. Okay, it is still bullish. It's sideways, but it might be turning into some sort of head and shoulders type of pattern, which, I want to define these patterns in here. Doesn't, what a head and shoulders pattern means is the order flow within it that we want to understand. Okay, and that's what matters. Like right in here, this might be the right shoulder, or third right shoulder, or second right shoulder. Now, why is the market doing this, and what does this shoulder mean? Who cares about the name? I want to know about the order flow. Okay, it means that here's some exhaustion, here's selling in here, we can't make a higher high. Okay, now we might find buyers in here, but likely, and I will take a position off of this to demo it, okay, that we're going to find sellers, and they're probably going to trade down to this 40 liquidity, okay, because we can't find enough buyers right now. Okay, now we're starting to find a little bit, okay, and it fails. Okay, back up to the top of this little range. Okay, do we get sellers in here? Not yet. No sellers yet. Now let's see if the sellers can sweep the order book into this liquidity down here at 40. Okay, that would mean these buyers in here likely would be covering. No, not getting it. Okay, we're finding our buyers instead. All right, cancel the order. Vinny, are you in here? Let's see. Valley Fan's in here. Excellent. Yeah, good stuff, Valley Fan. I've noticed that you've integrated. Well, it seems like it a pullback a lot more in your trading off of your pivot levels. All right, here we go. So coming back up, trading into high liquidity in these areas here, and it looks like pretty poised to hit the figure here, the 50 level. we'll see if there's not enough buyers in here to take it higher. Okay, here we go. We should get enough buyers. We should be able to hit it here. And there we go. Okay. Okay, Caveman, you were locked out of from your trading. Okay, understood. So you have a limit loss, max loss. Okay. Okay, high liquidity after this really nice, big, huge, juicy move to the upside. Look for a pullback. Okay, looking for support. Back to yeah, this is another thing. I mean, guys, use all the tools available and find out what resonates with you. So Valefan, you're looking for your volume profile on your pullback. Excellent. That's just excellent. Look at our volume profile here. In fact, I'll amplify it here so we can see it a little bit better on the chart range volume profile. You're going to have a low volume node in here. It's already tested it, and it bounced. Okay, our next one is here. Okay, so right at this little swing here. This is where volume kind of went through it and pulled back. And so we have a cluster of volume here. We have a cluster of volume here. And then right here, we have our low volume node. Okay. So this is where price rejected. Okay. It also, we've got another one down here. Okay. So there's not much trading here. So we can look and set an order there. Okay, and this is now again, this is covered in that video, but there's risks involved, big ones. Okay, just understand the risks. Let me go to the video here and show you. Okay, so with the low volume pullback in here, the risk that we talked about in this was the I think it's right in here. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so you can put your limit sell in here. Like here, look at this low volume node in here, right? Big one. We never know, right? That if we trade into that area in here, well, first off, your order might be hanging out up here and you never get filled. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is all of a sudden buyers come in and shoot through that area and can quickly stop you out. So here, well, we'll see if this works out or not. Okay, because I see a little bit of volume on the sell side in here. But anyway, we got filled here. We placed our order there waiting for price to come down, test and reject here. Okay, and it immediately bounced. We bottom ticked it basically. And now here's our retest here. And now let's see, are we going to get continuation? Looks like it. Looks like it. Okay, we'll see. Where's the next area? Maybe this one here, right? Like the second one we mentioned here. But we can even like get involved there. Now we're looking for a bounce out of that area. Okay, so these are the risks involved. Okay, so we bottom ticked it and got that bounce, but this is we're seeing kind of a shift over now from buy side to sell side here, at least for the moment. Okay, we're still in an uptrend, and there's still a lot more buyers here than there are sellers. Okay? But you get the idea, okay? Because like here, it bounced, rejected, and then it traded through to the next one, and then we're looking for another bounce and rejection here. And this one's trading through, and I'm just going to kind of hide behind the high liquidity here and to see if we can get another bounce. Okay, after trading back down to here, and maybe hitting some stops along the way. Okay, and now this is again, this is not a good trading method at all, because we're adding into losers along the way, okay, and averaging in. Now you can, if you are, and I think DNT and some other guys, like you guys were looking at this in here as looking at a zone to, as long as you are managing your risk within that area. So if you're trading like micros in this area in here, maybe you get in like 3, 3, and 3, like and you have 9 micros altogether, and that would be like kind of equal to 1 mini or so, something like that, and you're averaging your position. Hey, great. If that works for you, just you have to really control the risk though. Okay, because if these continues to go against you, this is how you can wipe out your account, and that's clearly what we want to avoid. Okay, we want to be able to survive the day and trade the next day. So like over in YouTube, Caveman said he's done for yesterday he was done for the day. He reached his loss limit, and he's done. All right, so this can go way beyond your loss limit if you trade this way. Okay? Just make sure that calculate how much you can put in on that, and the micros are fantastic to be able to scale like that. All right, let's see if we get this buying that just came in here, but it's just not going anywhere, so it's not looking good at the moment. And I also want to take a look at our candlestick chart. Where are we going? Bigger picture here. Okay, so here's our hourly or our daily over here on the left. We can kind of see the reaction off of yesterday's low or open, and then yeah, you can see we kind of filled this this gap in here, at least the price action of it, and we can see the bounce up and a little bit of a pullback. So 15-minute chart can still go a little higher. We haven't really filled this price action gap in here yet, so around 55 or so. Just getting kind of this pullback right now. See the big wicks up here. So anyway, I started off doing this to show what Valefam was looking at in terms of looking for these pullbacks into a low volume node, and you can use that tool at your advantage. Like right now, we're trading up into a low volume node right here. Okay, and that's our break even actually. So do we want to take our profit in there? Just cut the loss, make it a small loss in here, because why? unless I see huge buy volume and maybe the bid in here is chasing up after it, this is rejected in here. Price came right through it right in here. Here's our low volume node now. Okay? This volume node in here is pretty well defined now. It's traded a lot in here, and then a little bit up in here. And you can see this is the one from the session today over here on the right hand side. Oh, thanks, DNT. Yeah, you really like that. You can really see it in the bubbles. The absorption followed by exhaustion. Yeah. Yeah, see, we didn't know this was going to happen. The only thing that we have on our side, and this is actually quite a big one, to be honest, in my book, is that we're with the higher time frame. And I don't see it in here until right around now. We're already through that area. I don't see the accumulation in here by the buyers. Some in here, some. They're not going anywhere, so I know that these are likely some icebergs in here, which we can turn on. Icebergs. Okay. And funny enough, no. Icebergs are on the bid. So I don't know why we get these big moves in here or big volume dots and it fails to move the market. You're curious to see if this will be a low volume shoulder forming? Yeah, maybe. I don't see it. Okay, right now. Yeah, you're right. It just hasn't formed yet. This is looking really good though. Like this absorption up into here, also up into here, and then see the move back down. A lot of times when you see this head and shoulders type of pattern or this reversal type of pattern in here, you don't see anything up here. Like it is completely dark over on the right shoulder. Right, they just get filled on the way up. It kind of reminds me of like a rain shadow, like in mountaintops. The rain dumps heavily on the way up, and then it gets to the mountaintop, and then on the way back down is dry. So kind of similar in liquidity or the clouds up in these areas here. So a lot of times that's just how you see it, and that's when you get your exhaustion. On this leg up into here. There's just no interest in trading. Okay, the interest is now down here. Yeah, not a lot of ice activity yet. DNT. All right, guys, let's see if there's anyone over on YouTube. Any questions? Okay, Caveman, you're going to go enjoy the day. Excellent. Let's see here. Okay, kind of choppy at the moment. Not really seeing anything at the moment. Let's zoom out a bit here. I want to get our bigger picture approach. Higher highs, higher lows. We're kind of making them still. So this is still kind of bullish here. So actually, let's see if we get a squeeze here to the upside. You can see the selling coming in, heavy selling, and buyers starting to kind of round the corner here. But here's some pretty heavy buying here. And now can we get the squeeze up into 50 and above? Okay, meaning all of these sellers in here are going to be these buyers if we get that steep move to the upside here. And yeah, here we go. Okay, so we should see some pretty heavy uh, stop runs here. Minute. This is why I don't see them on. It's not. Okay, I got way too many here. That's what it is. Huh. All right. Interesting. Stop run in here, not here. Sasha, what I'm using on the ES right now, this is Bookmap data. You can get it right from our bookmap.com website. You can subscribe to Bookmap, and then the next step is to subscribe to data. And it's not just that we offer it that I would recommend it, is because I think it's very high quality data. Get your feedback from the rest of the crowd. You know, comparing it to others out there, it is excellent. It is high quality data. It offers market by order data. It is extremely accurate. Moreover, most likely due to the we're kind of a new offering of with that data. We don't run into problems like where others like Rhythmic, which we like their data tremendously. It's excellent, high quality data. We've heard a lot of traders getting back to us saying that well, you know, there's some freezes or some issues, and it's because there's so many people trading these prop firms. They have Rhythmic data that connects them to their paper trading, and that's what they're using. So we've heard about a lot of those issues, and Bookmap data avoids that. We're not connected to a lot of those prop firms. But anyway, take a look, do your due diligence, and see if you like it. Okay, just try it with the CME data. I think it's 34 or 37 a month or something like that. I think it's 17 bucks for the first month. Okay, so for stocks, it will be DX feed data that you'll need to have. All right, guys, is this it? Is this the absorption and then maybe some exhaustion in here and their sellers coming in? Let's see. Now it's a lower high. It doesn't look like it now. There's a kind of a pullback here and some pretty high volume on the buy side. Okay, thank you, Ali. 17 for the first month and then 34 each month after. Map data for the CME or single exchange from the CME. So it could be CME, it could be CBOT, NYMEX, or COMEX. All right, I think we're going to get a drop here. Let's see if we do. So just again, high liquidity trades. We're at a lower high, and then we're looking for, or don't see a whole lot of buying up in here, and we see the selling coming in, and they just not getting much movement yet, but want to see if we get our movement here. Again, I'll filter this out. I don't like it. I see on the bid here, they're bidding up, and we do see some buying in here, right? So our probabilities, like we never know, right? But our probabilities are there's a likelihood buyers can get back up above it just like this and and continue on up. Okay, because we have on the bid at the higher level here buyers, and we also have the volume dots, the aggressors in here. Let's see here. The Bookmap over on Thinkorswim, what is the difference? Rainy days, the on the Thinkorswim Bookmap is great. It's excellent. It does not have the same kind of features and a lot of functionality that the desktop version has. It is more kind of a watered down version of it, or it's just not fully featured. Let's put it that way. Okay. One thing that is really nice is that the data is free over there. It is with DX feed data though. So if you're looking at stops and icebergs and you want more detail in your data, you will have to go with the desktop version of Bookmap. Okay, there you go. So Shark is saying that he made the switch over to Bookmap data for the exact same reasons we just talked about. Yeah, and so far so good, Shark. I know that David as well, David Blake, we got him over on Bookmap data, and he complained about it, and I said, well, God, I haven't heard anything. Like, really, what's the issue? And then I said, what server are you connecting to? And he was connecting to, he's in the UK, and he was connecting to the US server. Okay, so we have 3 different servers around the globe, one in Europe, one in the US, and then one in Asia, in Japan, I think it is. Okay, so connect to the one that is closest to you. You'll get better results. All right, let's see if we can see a drop through here. Maybe after trading into here and not being able to trade higher, let's see if we get our sellers trying to drop it into liquidity at 46 and 44 here. Okay, it's already hit 46, bit of a pullback. Boy, I almost want to hyper scalp it in here. You know, this would be another low volume pullback right in front of us. You know, and there's, you know, this, like I was saying, I mean, this happens so often. It's a great setup on its own for scalping. It's a great setup on higher time frames. It's a great setup for managing your trade and getting in and out of your trade as well. Okay, so now look at us trade down into high volume node here, okay, for you volume profile guys. There's going to be some covering down here. Okay, now do we have high liquidity? Well, it's a little lower, maybe 40, 41 and a half area. There's our potential. Now, this is interesting here. Let's take a shot at this actually. At the top of the range, we're going to take a shot at this, but they're not looking for much. Maybe back up to about here. So we'll put our take profit there. Here's what we got though. Okay. is we have our high volume node down here at 43. Okay, heavy sell-off. We have high liquidity getting filled on the way down though. And this is where we can start to put these pieces together a little bit. Boy, I would have loved to have seen a little more high liquidity in here filled, right? That would make us feel a lot better that these buyers on the bid in here stayed in the book, and there's buyer passive buying behind us. Okay, that would be the difference here. But then we got a couple of other things in here. Now I don't like that we rolled over some sellers here, but maybe we'll still see a little bit of a squeeze here. Yeah, we're going to get it. Okay, so this is what we have here. Now, this is very similar to what you were talking about, trading is life. Okay, so it's not really, a lot of times we'll see this in a continuation uptrend, and on a higher time frame, much higher time frame, we'll see this. But this is the same concept and idea. Suppose your VWAP was down here. Okay, this is exactly what we were talking about trading is life. Suppose this was your VWAP line down here. Okay, well, we have heavy selling. Boy, it would have been great to see more liquidity on the bid getting filled. We have a small retest or pullback, another retest down here, and then this is where we have absorption followed by exhaustion. In this case, it's not really absorption here, but we definitely have a lot less trading on the retest here. And then we start to see those buyers come back in. Okay, now we got something because we're at our high volume node here. All right, so this kind of encapsulates what we mentioned in the academy, that start to detail out 1, 2, 3, 4 in your checklist. Okay, we have our higher time. Now it's not the highest time frame level here, but we have a higher time frame level. Okay, and we are in an uptrend. We have this pretty big pullback into that higher time frame level. We get a retest in here, and we don't see much selling. When we get buyers back up above, and we look for those buyers to trade it back up. Okay, where it dropped from, or we can even go back to highs of the day. So this is how you can kind of look for kind of catching that knife. There's a lot of things. This is not the greatest setup, but you guys get the idea. Just want to go through the nuances in here, because it's all about, once we know the setup, it is all about the nuances, in my opinion. Okay, it's all about these little details, and that's expertise over time. Think about anything that you're an expert in. You can probably learn pretty quickly the ABCs of something. I don't know, like you want to learn how to juggle, or play basketball, or something. Tennis, you can probably hit the ball around after playing a little bit, and do a pretty decent job. But to get into some of the nuances, spinning it, corner shots, whatever it might be, let's say in tennis, like now you're getting into more expertise like area. So these kinds of details, they matter in your setup. Right? We wanted this, and we didn't quite get it, but we thought, well, let's take a shot at this, and let's see like how this works, because or if this works out, because this is kind of what we're looking for. And we'll demo it in here and watch and see. Okay, now, and I front ran this high liquidity in here, which actually started to pull. So, I should have pulled too, and maybe was able to, bring it up into another area, or up here at 50. Right. So again, I want to reiterate, like higher time frame level. Okay, also time of day matters. We talked about that. And this is before we even get to Bookmap. Okay, so you might even want to take even one step further back about the environment fundamentally, what's going on out there. And then your very, very high time frame in terms of the daily chart, weekly chart, and then start to drill down in those time frames. Okay, then you're looking at the higher time frame level, important level for the day. It could be also for even higher than that. Then you're looking for order flow around that area. What is the auction telling us? Okay, we can start to look for stops, icebergs. Something John mentioned, which I really liked, is an order flow event. So he's looking for like a sweep, maybe through that area, and then a rejection and a move back up. Okay, so he knows like not only is it a higher time frame level, and he's got that with his options levels, okay, but he's looking for that sweep through it, stop out everybody or stop run, and then it rejects and comes back into the range. And then he sees the buyers coming in. Okay, stop right below the swing, and then looks for the move to unfold. Okay, targeting high liquidity along the way. One thing about John's trading, which is just amazing, I just love it so much, is that the first thing before he even looks for his setup like this is he's looking for, is there high liquidity to get out? Okay, so do they start to come in? He's not interested unless there's high liquidity in there, because that's where he wants to take his profit. Okay, so high liquidity up in these areas in here, they're adding in. Okay, let's see, can we get the buyers to trade up here? It looks pretty good. Looks like they're going to go for it. There's a pullback right there. Yeah, I don't like it. Probably going to get it. We'll probably get the move here. But I want to see that volume up here, not just here. The devil is in the details. It is, Alan. No, I mean, think about it. Like, really, uh, I don't know. I used to do a lot of really high-end rendering work, like 3D software. And yeah, you can learn it. You can learn it pretty quickly. You know, the ABCs and make certain things pretty quickly. But it takes several months or years to learn all the little nuances to make that thing sing. It's for any profession. Okay, God, that was a long time ago. Anyway, let's see. All right, so let's see. I'm kind of curious here. See how dark it is in here on the bid side. We just traded into high liquidity up here. Now, this would be I think a bad idea to even for a test in here. But I'm really curious. Is that we traded in this high liquidity in here, okay? And I'm looking for this to reject and then now trade back down to areas here on the bid. Okay, because we traded the high liquidity. Okay? And then anyway, as we were just talking about, experience over time, starting to look for these things. Did it work? Did it unfold? This can then work into your plan, and then you've got your checklist. When you got your checklist, you've got your filter basically to filter out like bad ideas. Yeah, medical school. 12 to, is it 12 years? Really? 4 years pre-med and then 8 years residency. Right. Thank you, Alois. Over in YouTube, Sasha is talking about the bands filter. Trader Map Pro or Trader Map Lite. The Trader Map Lite is free. Okay, you'll see it here in the add-ons. Just click on the add-ons button, and then you'll see it in here. Well, if you don't see it in your list here, go to your add-ons manager here, and then you will see it in here for sure. Okay, I removed it actually, or no, I'm sorry, I have it in here. And you can remove it, or you might see it under available for install if you've removed it. It'll okay. All right, guys. So we're kind of getting down to the close of the session here. Let's take a step back in here. It's been pretty choppy during this session. So really, 10 o'clock here, we started the webinar, and by the time I was finished with a bunch of stuff, I think we missed most of this move in here, and then we started to look for some things up in here, right where the chop begins. Anyway, this again is a takeaway. Like, look at all this chop. Now, how many times have we seen the chop during this session? Almost always, right? So look for these moves here before 10 o'clock. Okay, 9:30 to 10:30, somewhere around in there. You get these continuation moves at that point. Then you get your chop. Okay, go back and look at that and study it, retest it, forward test it. Okay, so we're going to highs in here. Okay, we got our volume. All right, let's take a look at our higher time frame. How's that look? All right, so we're getting up into here. All right, this is kind of where we were shy of it before. So the price action gap in here, I mean, we're seeing some pretty good momentum. So I would imagine we're still going to go higher, but maybe we'll look and see around this 55 area or so. Do we have high liquidity? Yes. Okay. Do we still see more aggressors? Okay. Or can we trade it back down to here? Let's just go for it. Right? And then we'll just look to take some profit here. Okay, because we traded into high liquidity. We have big, long, large, huge stop runs here. Okay, look at how thinly it's traded in here. In fact, this would be the place to put it. Right? There we go. Okay, so we're filled. Covered a lot of ground today, and these are very simple setups. And we're using order flow and Bookmap at these key levels, depending on the time frame. Have I looked at, let's see, low volume pullbacks to total volume versus volume delta? That's a good question, DNT. No, not really. I did before in the past, before we had the delta dots, a lot. But I really didn't find that big of a difference. But you have a really good point there. And actually, Laura was the first one to reach out to me a couple of weeks ago and ask about this. Just when we released that course, that was one of the first questions I got from anybody. And is a good question. Okay, because the delta here, there might be tremendous amount of volume that trades in here, and it wouldn't be a low volume pullback any longer. Okay? But we can go in here, go to your volume settings here, and then take a look. So just go to volume dots here, and then right now we have it as delta. Just go to total volume, okay? And then you can make that comparison in here. Also, you can here. Let's right click on it and we'll go to volume dot settings, and we'll apply this here also to the bars. Okay, apply to bars. Oh, that's for the clustering. Sorry, got to go to the bars and then go also to total volume. Right, and then there you got your answer. Right, so it's still very, very high volume here, and this in here is your spike on the low volume pullback. Okay, so I haven't seen that big of a difference, to be honest. So I've stuck with, I really like the volume delta, so that's what I've stuck with. Yeah, so you can still see that the reference is pretty close. All right, guys, is that the low volume pullback in here? I kind of like it. I'm kind of missing it here. But here, let's see if we can get another move back down. Okay, and then let's just see. All right, so this is going to be a real quick scalp, and boy, this is not the right time to do it. Right at the European close. But we're looking at profile in here. And we have high volume or liquidity here that got filled here on the bid, broke out. Okay, we're retesting back to a low volume node. Okay, so now we have another retest here, okay, and through it now. Okay, maybe that's oversold, you know, too much. Let's see if the buyers scoop that up and bring it back up here, and that would be a mean reversion trade. Okay, back up to about here actually, 54, or maybe here at 55 and a quarter. I mean, in essence, this here would be similar to that trend line break and accumulation. If we see a little bit of accumulation in here. Yeah, this counts. This counts. I would look for the buyers to try to take this higher. Okay, on a micro time frame there. Okay, so we're filled on that. Anyway, guys, like again, take some of these ideas, I think, and make it your own. Go back and retest some of these forward tests, back tests. Use that replay mode, and again, start here. And we mentioned it in this course. Okay, so if you came in late from bookmap.com, you click on education, and you come into this new course in here. And supply and demand setup. So, you know, on purpose mentioned in here, like these are just starting points. The setup is in here. Okay, the nuances in the setup are something that you are going to put together through your testing. Okay, and that's exactly what we're doing in here. Okay, we're even going through these kind of micro ideas in here for testing. And seeing if they play out or not. Much lower probability that they will compared to a really good setup that you're waiting and watching for. Okay, that's why we want that checklist on that with that higher time frame reference. Anyway, we mentioned many times in here that this is kind of a starting point for going back and looking at it and looking for the nuances in here, putting together your checklist. I'll put together some checklists for you guys, and I'll put it in here soon. It'll be under, I don't know what we'll call it in here, another section though. It'll be called materials or something like that. I'm also going to give you guys replay files so that you can come in here and load exactly these files in here and take a look yourself. okay, and other files. Yeah, and play around with it. Already we've seen nuances from Vinny and Laura. So for this one here, the trendline break and accumulation, which I might want to call, I might call it passive accumulation and aggressive accumulation, meaning that we're looking for accumulation on the downside with the bids, okay, the limit buy orders, the passive orders, and then we're looking for a switch from passive to aggressive buyers. Okay, like right now we don't see it. If we get buyers in here, maybe we will now though. There's a little pocket of buying. It's not much. Anyway, and then we're looking for the structure. A key element though is the structure needs to break. And okay, this structure has not broken yet. And then we're looking for aggressive buyers back up above it here. And then that's when we're looking for that real nice move up into higher liquidity. All right, guys, let's call it a day. Thanks for coming, everybody. We will we'll have later the onboarding webinar at 1 p.m. East Coast time. So if you're new to Bookmap, then come to that. We're going to get you up and running, connecting you, subscribing you to not only Bookmap, but to data, then connecting you to that data and adding a symbol, right? So installing the program, everything, right? So anyway, let's we'll call it a day. We'll see you maybe later today if you're new. If not, we will catch up with you at the Bookmap Academy meeting on Thursday, and then we have the All Markets webinar on Friday. Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.